Welcome back to We Are Live at Midcoast Studio in beautiful St. Louis, Missouri. Travis Strells in Brooklyn, New York. The Stream Queen, the executive producer, Chris Gardner, is here. My name's Chris Denman, and I'm joined in studio by the proprietor, head veterinarian, dog man, cat man, Dr. Ed Mignacco. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you back. Hit it, Gardner. Do we have it still?
I thought you were going to pass it up there.
Dr. Ed.
Dr. Ed. The good doctor is in.
I always like hearing Carly and Keynes' voice on that, and I generally do pass it over. Do we have a hashtag that Dr. Ed would appreciate that you came up with on the fly, Gardner? I don't know.
Oh, from today?
Oh, yeah. Dr. Ed, Travis kicked off the show with some political talk, and it quickly devolved.
Freedom talk. I describe it as freedom talk. I don't think it's political to talk about your freedom, but okay, whatever you said, bro.
Mm-hmm, sure. Hashtag blame Denman for Trump. Dr. Ed, I don't know if you want to defend me or join the ranks of these jackasses. They've pinned me in a corner just due to where I grew up, and it's not fair. I don't appreciate it.
Well, you don't live there anymore.
Thank you. City of St. Louis resident, yeah. You see this, guys? I believe Dr. Ed's, he's got a doctor in front of his name. He believes in me.
It doesn't help our case.
No, that's he doesn't need to do that. He's being nice.
Yeah. That could be bad. In breaking news, last week Travis did overthrow me. I think we figured out I was on like a 4-game, not even one thing wrong streak. Travis beat me last week.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that I missed last week.
Yeah.
What was that streak again? What was that streak called?
I don't know.
4-game, not even one thing wrong streak.
That's right. I got every question, every movie right for 4 games. Yeah. Travis, do you want me to pull the asterisks? Just for the love of the game, to send it to overtime, I chose the movie that I knew wasn't the right one. So, Travis, if you want to enjoy that hollow victory.
Oh, really?
If you want to enjoy that hollow victory, you may. That's fine. Mm-hmm.
That's racist as hell.
Wait,
Gardner,
no, that doesn't apply here.
Good
job.
No?
Not at
Okay.
all. We always have fun with Dr. Ed. We were just talking out in the lobby.
Is he still on the 10-day DL?
Oh, yeah. Look at that wing, man. He's still working on it.
Oh, man. Come on, man. We need you back in the rotation by September. Get it together.
You think you'll be ready for playoffs?
No, I don't think I'm going to be throwing 100 by then.
Oh, damn. We'll have to get that looked at. Dr. Ed, we were talking in the lobby. CBD for pets, for animals. I think this is interesting because, Travis, I feel like if you had a pet, you'd just be loading it up with every CBD. You'd be sharing CBD treats with it. I gave my dog some.
Travis be eating them.
Yeah. He's like, Fido, you don't need all these.
Yeah, one for you, one for me.
He's like, this is bacon flavored. And I'm kind of feeling high.
Squirrel. Who cares?
Where are we at with this? Is there research being done? Are they safe? They have to be somewhat safe. I mean, all it's going to do is just zonk them out. I gave some to my dog, both of my dogs, and they acted a little weird. They were a little sluggish, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, there is research going on. The latest thing that I've heard is out of Colorado State University.
Wait, what state?
Colorado.
Whoa.
Yeah, surprising.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I would never have. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, but they are researching it. They've got a research study going on with CBD in dogs with epilepsy.
That's cool.
And it's showing really seriously very good promise, reducing the number and the severity of seizures in dogs with epilepsy.
That's nice. That's got to be cost effective for people, and that stuff's scary to deal with.
Yeah, I think the main thing that concerns me about all these products is that the government really has to step in and start regulating. I mean, just the source and the strength.
Yeah. That makes sense, and it's. I think that's a level-headed way to approach it. Do you currently recommend it to anybody?
I am keeping an open mind. I don't think I actively am promoting it, but
Right.
if people want to try it, I really do believe that there's probably very little, if any, side effects.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Travis, you on board with the doctor's approach?
I mean, I'm no expert when it comes to dogs, but I would just feed them the marijuana.
Oh, no.
And see how that works out.
I don't.
Because it's just like grass. Because it kind of is grass, and it does come from the earth. And I know Dr. Ed has a doctorate and all, but I know a lot about marijuana, so I think I should probably be the expert on this one. So maybe we should call this a different segment.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think you were there.
Yeah.
I don't think you were there the couple times we've treated dogs who have gotten into their owner's stash.
Oh no! How does that work
Oh,
out?
it's not good.
Oh really?
Yeah. I mean, it's delicate first of all because you start to suspect it, and then you kind of have to ask the owners, because
Yeah.
you really want to know for sure if they're treating it.
Right.
Well, how do you suspect it? I
Is it-
guess?
They're intoxicated, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dog keeps getting into everyone's snacks.
Yeah.
It shows up late. It's got. Travis is gonna get mad because I'm pigeonholing people who
Went
smoke.
through a whole bag
You
of treats and
stereotyping
whatnot.
as you always do, man. You always stereotyping people who smoke weed, and I'm tired of it, man. I wish you need to apologize to our community. I'm sick and tired of this. The
Your
thing is,
community?
you know how many people who work on Wall Street, you know how many people who work for the United States government partake in marijuana? You know how many people who run Fortune 500 companies partake in? So stop it with the old
They ought to all
tired
be
and
in
lazy.
jail.
They're literally running the country.
Calm down. That was an episode of West Wing.
Yeah,
Calm down.
And
just
it's
'cause
running.
you saw
And it's
that.
running so well at the moment.
Yeah, careful with that double-edged sword there, Trav.
I didn't say there were other vices involved. There are
okay.
some other
Gotcha.
vices that are also involved that they're taking. So yeah, don't blame it all on the marijuana.
When I was in school in Columbia, there used to be this famous sign: "Liquor, guns, and ammo."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wilco has it in
Is
an
it-
album or a song or something about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and
they
I
have
wa-
it in Shakespeare's still.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I was wondering if they'd ever going to have to change that. Liquor, grass, guns, and ammo.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Travis, do you remember that? In Shakespeare, they had that sign.
I-
It was from an actual
Yeah.
store, right?
Yeah, it was on
Yeah.
Business Loop right before you got on 70.
Yeah, I remember the general manager at Flat Branch would always tell us about that, and he told us about the Wilco involvement. And Travis is a big Wilco guy, so I get it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Me and Wilco, we go back to our days at Normandy.
Dr. Ed's here from Hillside Animal Hospital, and we dish out some advice. We play the game. I want to say this. We've talked about the heat dome and everything else. Pets involved. It's been unbelievable here the last 2 days, though, so we can't. That's
Yes.
been crazy. But I did notice taking my dog. I have a 14-year-old dog and an 8-year-old dog. 14-year-old dog. Oh boy, the walk in the park. I actually felt bad because again, it's a dog. It's like, they can handle it. It takes them to another level of tired, and it's like kind of scary.
Yeah.
You got to keep an eye on that.
Oh yeah, you do have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the older dogs, especially the larger breed dogs, if they get a little, problems with their larynx, which is fairly common, they can overheat real easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Best way to just keep an eye on it, keep them
yeah.
hydrated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. What about this? What about going into the water? If they're hot, spraying them down with a hose. Is that anything?
Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
All
helps.
right.
It helps a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Good. Travis, do you want us to spray you down with a hose if it gets too hot when you come back?
Only if he's doing something
Well, that's
bad.
how I start every show, Chris.
You just get sprayed down with a hose. Perfect. Any other summer tips we need to look out for people? Do you treat a lot of pads getting burned up?
Not too many. We do.
Yeah.
We do see that a couple times. A couple times a season during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be too crazy. The dog's gonna let you know, like, this ain't working.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Gardner, any cat questions for Dr. Ed?
Ooh, I don't think I have any right now.
Do you want to give your
The
cat
Ask
CBD?
Cat's been much nicer to me lately.
Oh, good.
We got a little system going on, how I pet him now. He got jealous of the other one, I think.
You've been working on that, huh?
I have the Ripley special, which when we go to bed, she lays on my chest. I rub the sides of her face and then do a top pull down, get behind the ears. And now the Ass Cat sees that happening and hops up on the bed and starts nudging her away because he wants some now.
Yeah, of course. Travis, any of your pet rats in the city need looked at? Do you need to mail a few here?
Hey man, don't disrespect my neighbors like that, man. Like there's a understanding, there's a peace in New York.
Good.
And I don't know who set it up. Maybe it was Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Gangs of New York. But it's like an established understanding that the rats keep to the rats and the humans keep to the humans. We leave each other alone because, frankly, I think the rats are in a strong position to start an uprising on this island. Like everything is working to their advantage. You're talking about floodwaters. You're talking about climate change. You're talking about overcrowding. So it's playing right into the hands of the rats. So the nicer we are to them, the less likely maybe they are to ultimately overthrow us.
Now, Travis, you mentioned that flooding in Brooklyn. I saw that video yesterday. I didn't
Did you?
realize what you were talking about until I saw a video, and it was halfway up cars in
In
Brooklyn.
New York? I
Yeah.
mean, it was like this here. Did you see the car on Vandeventer that was
No.
Man, it
flooded
wasn't
out
like
and
that
stuff?
there. Stop trying to compare. Your city sucks. I'm in New York. Shut
You're
up.
going to be here in a
This
week. Watch
flooding
it,
in
mister.
Brooklyn, this Brooklyn flood was pretty intense, though. And you have to understand, we're not surrounded by water. Like, this is parts of Brooklyn in the heart of Brooklyn. So that was, like,
Yeah,
pretty intense. There
there's
are canals and
still
sewer
water around here.
drainages that ultimately led to it. But,
What's that big body
well,
of
not the
water?
water
What's
that
that
you're
big body of
thinking.
water to the east of New York? Yeah, I don't
there's
know.
certain
I'm not speaking to
areas.
the freaking ocean, people.
Oh,
Oh,
Look,
okay.
you're near an
all right.
ocean.
Thank
You
you.
got the East
I did.
River. You got the
Yeah.
Hudson River.
Yeah.
You got
Pick up
Manhattan's
a
an
map of
island.
Brooklyn and then, all right, pick up the map of Brooklyn and
Oh,
then
of
I'll
course. Hang
show
on.
you the
Gotta keep it in my
location
pocket.
where it. Jesus Christ. It's got on your freaking smartphone, man.
Okay.
All right.
So where's the
Okay.
water?
Where's Brooklyn?
Yeah.
All right. So you see where Brooklyn is. All right. All right. So you see where that blue and gold line,
Uh-huh.
that would be central Brooklyn. Okay. Right in the center there. You see where those lines meet? There's no water at all around that area. That's literally 30 city blocks.
I'm skeptical. I'd have to see it in person.
Yeah. To look a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are asses and you're jerks. But you know what? Robert Miller is going to set it all straight
Oh, boy.
here in about an hour,
I don't think
and then
so.
we're going to have freedom and democracy again, and you're going to have to apologize, misters.
I think
Well, it doesn't seem like freedom if you're making me apologize.
that's true. Thank you.
Well, welcome to the new America.
Oh boy. I did just see David Allen Greer tweet that he's watched the thing for 30 minutes and he's already checked out. So that's not a good sign, Travis. I assume. You're
No,
political.
that's what Chris wants. Chris wants apathy. Chris lives
Excuse
in
me?
the world of apathy. He can move easier when there are people not confronting issues. So for him, he embraces apathy. He likes it when people don't care about serious issues.
No, this is,
But if it affects the bartenders and the restaurants
Oh my
during a
God.
playoff run, we will go in depth.
Did you hear about that
on that
football?
conversation.
Did you hear about the football coach who asked one of his players? He's told him, "Son, I don't know if you're apathetic or ignorant." And the kid says, "Coach, I don't know and I don't care."
that was a good one to have pocketed there, Dr. Ed. That was,
Where's he going with
that
this
was
one?
perfect. Yeah, I was
way-
like, are you going to talk about that guy from Northwestern?
I knew where he was. I knew he was going somewhere before he even started talking because Dr. Ed leaned in and then
Oh, yeah.
the
yeah.
brow furled
yeah.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, he's got one. He's
Yeah.
got one here.
It's when you go back and
That Rolodex was racing.
yeah, it's when you go back and you look and you know that the batter's stealing signs because someone's told him, "Oh, fastball coming," and he kind of tenses up a little more. Like, yeah, Dr. Ed knows whenever that stuff's happening. So we play dogs on film. I had a great run. Dr. Ed misses last week. He misses my dethroning. Travis came back with a vengeance. Gardner, do we want to get in on it? Did you and Sean prepare a good one for us today?
We prepared one.
Oh,
So, Travis, if you would.
It's time for dogs on film. I
don't care for the
I still
pause.
got it. I still got it.
that's right.
Makes me think of Bear walks into a bar, goes to the bartender. I'll have a Bud Light. Bartender says, "Why the big paws?" Bear says, "I was born with them."
Okay.
Yeah, why the long face?
Yeah.
Hillside
geez,
Animal
all of you.
Hospital
Doc,
makes this-
Doc is here. Doc is not here.
makes this happen each and every week. Again, if your pets need care, they've got wonderful services there. Actually, huge shout out to Hillside. I gave blood there 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
They
ago.
they got a ton of blood for the American Red Cross, and they do a bunch of great work with Gateway Pet Guardians too. So look out for maybe a little trivia event in the next month or so that'll help out Gateway Pet Guardians. So looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to dominating you guys today. Is everybody ready?
I'm
Well,
rested.
that's rude.
Oh,
Fired it
whoa,
up.
he's ready. You think he's been studying Rotten Tomatoes at home, Travis?
There's no doubt about it. He has. He's tired of losing to us Jackals.
Yeah.
No, I've been doing nothing but putting bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Gonna see if they've checked.
He's
I'm
been
gonna lower the
driving down
scores.
this
Yeah,
road.
exactly.
Smart.
All right, dogs on film.
How's this work, Gardner?
Let's focus on the film part.
Okay.
The dogs part we've tried. We've done them all, maybe.
We have.
At least ones that have similar scores. So let's focus on the film. I will give you 6 movies, 3 sets of movies. Within those pairings, you must we'll pit one movie against another. You have to guess which one has a better score according to Rotten Tomatoes. If you get it right, you get a point. So with 3 pairings, the most possible points is 3. Whoever has the most points after those 3 sets is declared the winner unless we have a tie. In that case, we have a 7th movie that will have a tiebreaker. It will only be one movie. You have to guess closest to the actual score according to Rotten Tomatoes. So that's how the game works itself. My friend, well, and then also arbitrarily throughout, I might decide if I want to tell a group or a single person that they're right or wrong. If I want to go right.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
If I want to go wrong. Don't want that one.
I'm not very familiar with that second
Yeah,
one.
I see how you are. Also, sometimes we do themes all the time. It just depends on how we apply those themes. Is it a broad theme for the entire game? Is it themes for the setting? Today, it's for the entire game. It's alliterative titles. Alliterative movie titles. So each word
Oh,
in the
interesting.
movie
Okay, I like this.
will have, it'll start with the same letter. I don't think I did sounds, which could also be included in alliteration. But I will do just letters. So all these movie titles are alliterative, which is hard to say sometimes. Travis, say alliterative.
Alliterative.
Okay, good job. Good job, Travis. So my friend Sean, caught up with him yesterday to give you he has a brief description of these movies in case you haven't seen them to kind of help you out along the way. Are you gentlemen ready?
Bring it on.
Is that a yes? Okay. Here's your first alliterative movie title.
Are we ready?
We are ready.
All right. Let's start off with Saving Silverman, 2001, crime romance, 1 hour, 36 minutes. The film traces the misadventures of buddies J.D., Jack Black, and Wayne, Steve Zahn, who begin to suspect that their best friend Darren Silverman, Jason Biggs, is going to allow himself to be badgered into marrying Judith, Amanda Peet, a woman he doesn't love. They decide to reunite him with his long-lost love from their school days, Amanda Detmer, even if they have to kidnap Judith to do it.
You like Neil Diamond?
Yeah, well, there you go. It's a Neil Diamond joint.
What's your favorite Neil Diamond song?
Oh, God.
The Jewish Elvis.
The Jewish Elvis. I want to live in America. No, that's not him.
Today.
No, keep going.
Be
Oh, yeah.
coming to America.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Go to America. That's my favorite Neil Diamond, yeah.
So there's your first one. Saving Silverman. Going against.
Next up, we have Wild Wild West, 1999 sci-fi action, 1 hour, 47 minutes. When President Ulysses S. Grant, Kevin Kline, learns that diabolical inventor Dr. Arliss Lovelace, Kenneth Branagh, is planning to assassinate him, he orders Civil War hero James West, Will Smith, and U.S. Marshal Artemis Gordon, also Kline, to arrest him. West's trigger-happy personality doesn't always mesh well with that of the thoughtful Gordon, but they manage to work together, and with the help of a mysterious stranger, Selma Hayek, West and Gordon close in on Lovelace.
Remember the song from that movie?
No. Oh,
Wiki
Wild
Wild
West.
West.
Wiki. Yeah.
Favorite Will Smith song?
Well, of course. We gotta get jiggy with it. I don't know any other one, all right? Except for the theme song for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yo home, smell you later.
Well, there you have it. Wild Wild West versus Saving Silverman is your first pairing.
Have you seen either of these, Dr. Ed?
I don't think I've ever seen either one of them completely through.
I didn't think so. I don't know if it's the age or what, but Saving Silverman's pretty funny. I don't think it's going to fare well in the critics department, but Travis, you want to start us off?
I'm going Saving Silverman.
I also am going Saving Silverman just because even at 40%, I don't think Wild Wild West is going to get much love.
Yeah, I got to make it. It's either a sweep or a sweep.
Sure,
Either way,
yeah.
I got to go with Silverman.
All right. Gentlemen,
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
you're correct. Wild Wild West has a 17 according to Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
I think it's is it not one? Is it worst? Is it Will Smith's worst movie on Rotten
No,
Tomatoes?
that one he did with his son's probably his worst. Rating.
After Earth.
Pursuit of Happiness?
No,
Yeah, don't say that.
No, yeah, he's done
That's
several.
his character's
two
Chris
different-
Gardner in that movie.
Two different
yeah,
sons. After Earth is what it was called.
I don't know
it
that
didn't go well.
Saving Silverman in 18.
Wow.
What?
Oh wow.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
Come on.
It was
I know
close.
it's like a stoner teen dummy movie, but Steve Zahn?
Come on.
I love Steve
Wait,
Zahn.
what?
Gardner, look at that reaction from
Did you
him,
just-
and you don't, and then you don't even,
Oh
no
my
reaction
God.
from
I'm
you
getting
about
yelled at, and you all three got it right.
18%? Come on. Travis, you saw Saving Silverman. It's worth a 40.
Man, did you just get excited over Steve Zahn? Did that really just happen on this podcast?
Steve Zahn's a classic. He's great.
Oh, no.
Steve Zahn.
See, now you're
Chris?
giving credence to his mediocre white actor mantra that
Steve
he goes
Zahn's
to
great.
sometimes.
He's great.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Look, but you see what I'm talking about, Gardner. You see what I'm talking
here
about,
we
Dr.
go.
Ed?
He's not
Everybody
helping
gets
us.
to see it.
Steve
Not
Zahn.
helping
Come
us.
on, man. So the guy that loves Steve Zahn thinks that what's the Jason Segel guy is
Segel.
funnier than Anthony.
Jason Segel. He hasn't had any
I
harassment
think you-
charges thrown at him. either.
Honestly, I want you to stop because I don't think comedians will come on our show if you honestly get excited over Steve Zahn. So let's
Steve
move
Zahn,
on to the
his
next
career,
movie
you
and
should
stop being
hope-
excited about Steve Zahn.
You said excited.
Ah, I
Nice.
like that. He got the Zahn in
Yeah.
there.
Excited.
Yeah, he didn't mean to do that either.
By
you
the
should,
way-
you should hope to have a fourth of Steve Zahn's career.
The beginning of the start of the Pursuit of Happiness movie trailer goes, Chris Gardner was trying his best, but his best wasn't enough.
Oh, perfect.
Used to be my voicemail.
Jesus.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Get that. You should get that tattooed on your chest, Gordon.
You should.
It's on the
You
mirror above
absolutely
his
should.
bed.
Yeah. I'm reminded every day. Let's move on to the next one. Everyone's got a point as we go into our second pairing of alliterative titles. Here's your first one of this pairing.
Next up, Biloxi Blues, 1988, adaptation drama, 1 hour 47 minutes. In this adaptation of semi-autobiographical Neil Simon of a semi-autobiographical Neil Simon play, young Eugene Morris Jerome, Matthew Broderick, enlists in the U.S. Army at the end of WW2. He is shipped from his Brooklyn home to basic training in Biloxi, Mississippi. At boot camp, Eugene is antagonized by a manic drill instructor, Sergeant Toomey, Christopher Walken, and is introduced to adulthood through his experience with a diverse group of young recruits. A Biloxi beauty, Penelope Ann Miller, and local prostitute, Park Overall.
You had a good Christopher Walken impersonation?
No, I don't. I wish I did.
You know who sounds just like Christopher Walken?
Who's that?
Former Cardinals great Ted Simmons.
Well, it was an induction ceremony, of course, clearly, but it's turned into a family reunion for me. It's a big deal, man.
You ever been to Biloxi?
No, I have not. Here it's hot down there.
It's the hottest place you've ever been.
I was once hitchhiking from California to New Mexico once, and I got dumped in the desert, and I was never hotter in my life.
Why'd you get dumped in the
I
desert?
got some Indian picked me up, and he took off on some dirt road heading off in the middle of nowhere, and I'm stuck in the middle of the highway, in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the highway, with nowhere to hide from the sun. Nobody wanted to pick up a long-haired idiot in 1979 hitchhiking from Los Angeles to New Mexico. A nice guy picked me up afterwards. He had a nice car and actually offered me a little cocaine.
Jesus.
There's a lot to unpack there. But, Dr. Ed, Ted Simmons, how about that?
That was good. Yeah.
Was that real?
Yeah, that
he
was
wasn't,
real.
He wasn't.
When he
trying
got
to sound
inducted
like
into
it?
the Cardinals Hall of Fame, I was in the dugout for interviews for that, and as he was talking, I'm sitting there like looking around because I'm like in awe. I'm like, I never heard this before. Like even in the very few interviews he's conducted, I don't recall hearing this kind of tone. And as I'm looking, I'm like nudging someone. He sounds like Christopher Walken, and they're like, what? I'm like, well, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you. But then I went back and listened because I wanted to make sure I heard it right. I'm like, holy, like that's pretty good right there. That's not even impersonation. But there's your first movie, Biloxi Blues. Here's your second.
Next up, we have Donnie Darko, 2001, drama fantasy, 2 hour, 13 minutes. During the presidential election of 1988, a teenager named Donnie Darko, Jake Gyllenhaal, sleepwalks out of his house one night and sees a giant, demonic-looking rabbit named Frank, James Duvall, who tells him the world will end in 28 days. When Donnie returns home, he finds that a jet engine has crashed into his bedroom. Is Donnie living in a parallel universe? Is he suffering from mental illness? Or will the world really end?
What would you do if you found out the world was ending in 28 days?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe consummate my marriage in 10 years. That's true. Just in case.
Still working on that?
Well, working on that, yeah. That's probably all I do. Make sure she knows I, really do love her. Consummate the marriage in 10 years. What are you going to do?
Start drinking?
No, again? Yeah, what the hell?
Wait.
And looking at Sean's marriage certificate after we recorded this, he's actually been married 12 years. He found out. So
Jesus.
we figured that out afterwards.
So
It's been the best 10 years of his life, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So Donnie Darko versus Biloxi Blues.
Huh.
I'm going Donnie Darko. I think Donnie Darko is not only a good film, I think people still consider it Gyllenhaal's best work, probably that with Nightcrawler, but it has such a huge following that I would imagine it was very good. I think it's probably Donnie Darko, based just on the fact that that's a perfect Rotten Tomatoes audience film. So that should be a winner.
Seth Rogen in that movie.
I'm on the Travis train, so I'm going to go with Donnie Darko, too.
I'm gonna go again. I'm playing Gardner's playing us here. Has anybody seen the first movie?
Not all of not
Biloxi
all of
Blue.
it.
I haven't seen it in years. I haven't seen
Never
it
seen
in
it.
years.
Never seen it. I think he's taking advantage of us. Travis, we're 35. We're the perfect age to idolize Donnie Darko. I
that's
think
a
we're
good
getting
point.
okie
That's a
doke
good
here.
point.
Despite, I don't
Could
know,
be.
like, I liked Donnie Darko and I watched it. I had the DVD and, got into it like every other 19-year-old at the time. But I don't know that it was as good as we remember it. But who knows? Let's
Can
see.
I say we get a new? If this goes south, I do want to get rid of Rotten Tomatoes.
I
Yeah.
haven't booked their the person that runs it yet. We need to do that.
Okay.
So let Dr. Ed just scream at him.
Chris out on a limb. Hope Travis and Dr. Ed don't get mad. Chris.
The pageantry in that. He tried to trick you again.
Biloxi Blues in 81.
Oh,
Donnie Darko in 87.
okay. All right.
Okay,
I'll accept
finally,
that.
finally,
so we can trust.
Finally,
we can trust our memory.
ratings that make sense.
We'll see
Okay.
how you go with the
Okay.
next pair. All right. So Dr. Ed and Travis with 2. Chris with 1. As we head to the final pairing. Here's your first one. Alliterative movie titles.
Charles S. Dutton was in Donnie Darko, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Keep going out every night like a dumbass. I might miss something.
You got FOMO, fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out. I've always been fear of missing out. I've always feared missing out. I might miss a party. Can't go to sleep. I might miss a party. All right. Next up, we have Matchstick Men, 2003 adaptation drama, 2 hours. Roy, Nicolas Cage, a depressed con artist with obsessive-compulsive disorder, and Frank, Sam Rockwell, his partner, find their line of work complicated by the arrival of Roy's teenage daughter, Angela, Allison Lohman. Angela brings some spirit back into Roy's life, and some of his disorder symptoms seem to disappear. But when Angela wants to learn the family business, and Roy allows her to assist on a big scam concerning a businessman, Bruce McGill, he reconsiders his parenting techniques. What's his obsessive-compulsive disorder? I need to know.
You making fun of me?
No, I'm making fun of obsessive-compulsive disorder.
That's what I have.
Yeah, I know you do, but yours isn't that bad. Your house is obsessively clean, that's all I know.
Matchstick Men is your first one. Matchstick Men. Here's your second one.
Next up, we have Private Parts, 1997, drama comedy, 1 hour, 49 minutes. The life and career of shock jock superstar Howard Stern himself is recounted from his humble beginnings to his view from the top. Possessing a desire to be an on-air personality since childhood, Stern meanders through the radio world, always with his supportive wife Allison, Mary McCormick, by his side. Landing a gig in Washington, D.C., Stern meets Robin Quivers herself, who will become his longtime partner in crime. When the two move to New York, they face the wrath of NBC executives.
Did you meet the iconic Chicago newspaper columnist Mike Royko at a bar?
Yes.
How'd that go?
Lovely. He was a lovely fellow. There I was, waiting for my wife. She worked upstairs at the Tribune building, and he was down below at the Billy Goat Tavern underneath the street, you know. And that's where I'd wait for her to get off of work. So I'm in there having a beer, and he's by himself, and we're, only two at the bar. And I wrote a big paper on him once when I was in college. So I walk over and said, Mr. Royko, can I buy you a drink? I wrote a paper on you once, and I got an A. He goes, what are you, a millionaire kid? I said, well, no, I'm not. No, then. Thanks anyway. I said, well, thanks again. Okay, bye-bye.
You have Private Parts versus Matchstick Men.
I gotta go private.
Can I
parts.
ask a question?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, go. Okay.
No, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Private Parts. But I'm curious. I've always wanted to ask this question. What is it about Howard Stern? I don't get it.
Oh, really? Have you ever watched any of his interviews or anything?
Yeah,
He's not you. He's
I don't know. What
universally
am I missing? No, well, I don't want to say universally, but I know he's very well liked, and I'm just curious as to what am I missing?
I don't know. Pretty. I mean,
Very good interviewer.
very good interviewer.
Okay.
Very. I mean, just the train that he moved forward, like everything, every podcast, every morning show, good morning show, I should say, or plenty of bad ones too. I'm sure try to copycat.
I get the
stuff
standard that he
wasn't
set, but
normal.
what is it about Howard Stern that? I mean, I hear a
He
good interviewer,
turned
but
political
I just never understood his
He
personality. I just never understood it.
I think it's more culturally too. Like he turned censorship on its head. He called out these people that were, freaking out about a woman's breasts being shown on this. He's like, that's not a big deal. The big deal is that your organization is doing bad things to children or whatever it is. He turned censorship on its head, and I think there's a huge reverence for that because now we just kind of accept it like, oh, things are that way. We can laugh about it. People were in an uproar when he did the MTV Movie Awards as the stupid character Fart Man, like because his ass cheeks were hanging out. Like he just was ridiculous, and he, to be frank, he opened a whole lot of doors that we don't even think about now.
Okay.
Sorry, Travis, you can't get outraged over a white guy. Even though
I'm
you
not
were
getting outraged.
No, you were looking to.
I know.
No, you were looking
okay that
to.
you're not into him. Have you listened? Have you listened?
have, and I know a lot of people who are in radio, especially in St. Louis, who absolutely revere. That's absolutely just. They say they would not have gotten involved with broadcasting or radio if it wasn't for Howard Stern. So for me, I've always been curious, and I've seen some of his interviews. I've heard some of his show, and I guess maybe I'm just not his audience, or I guess I don't know. I just find it. I've always been curious as to why he's a thing. But now you've given me an example. But yeah,
it showed that you didn't have to follow the norm to create a career for yourself, and that there were topics that were considered taboo that you can actually talk about, and so it opened up. It opened up the possibilities of content and things along that line, and even changed the way like interaction was with some hosts and stuff, and the roles of members of a show, a cast of a show as well.
If anything, you should love him for him single-handedly just like almost killing Don Imus. He went after him. He set his sights at him, and he took him down.
As a reminder, Private Parts versus Matchstick Men.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But I'm going Private Parts.
That's a great movie. Paul Giamatti's great in it. It was a really good movie. I'm going Private Parts. I never saw Matchstick Men.
Yeah, I think I got to go with Private Parts too.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right. Private Parts for everyone. Interesting phrasing.
Oh wow, Matchstick Man.
You doubt Nicolas Cage, you fail.
You pay.
Yeah.
77 for Private Parts, not bad. And 82 for Matchstick Men.
That was a subtle thing, and
Is
that could have got me
Is that
back in it.
Nicolas Cage high watermark or?
No, I think.
What?
I think
Is
Raising
that his high watermark?
Raising Arizona is probably a 94.
People can't see Gardner's head shaking
Yeah,
side to
Gardner's
side when he's in
losing.
profile. You can't see his head shaking side to side.
I bet his
Are we
highest
talking about high watermark according to,
Rotten Tomatoes.
or just what we should know?
Oh, okay. There it is. National Treasure
boy.
getting their daily comeuppance on here. I bet Raising Arizona is his highest. He's had some good ones in there. Oh, the
Leaving Las Vegas.
Leaving Las Vegas. What was the superhero movie he did that he was so good in, where he played the dad? Damn it. Either way, yeah.
Okay, so we have a tie. 2 for Travis, 2 for Dr. Ed.
Yep.
Chris can play along with the tiebreaker.
Thanks, guys.
Chris.
Alliterative movies.
Oh, here we go.
Your tiebreaker is going to be one of my favorite movies from my childhood. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I loved this movie. Here you go.
Oh, and for the tiebreaker, Vice Versa, 1988 adaptation fantasy, 1 hour 38 minutes. After an airport mishap leaves businessman Marshall Seymour, Judge Reinhold, in possession of a mysterious skull following a trip to the South Pacific, he unwittingly falls victim to its magical powers when he and his son Charlie, Fred Savage, swap bodies. Unable to switch back, they must lead the other's life while trying to figure out the cause of the sudden change, all the while avoiding a pair of smugglers intent on getting their hands on the apparently valuable skull. Well, anyway, I guess I gotta go to the bathroom now. Do you mind? Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Vice Versa, starring Judge
First of
Reinhold.
all, that
and Fred
cast, yes. That cast. I do not blame the studio exec that put money into those two. Because what year did that movie come out?
That's 88, so this is
Oh,
prime.
that makes sense. Oh, yeah, that's prime Fred Savage, Judge Reinhold territory. That should have been a bigger movie. With that being said, it's Rotten Tomatoes. They like to be hippie cool. 61.
61.
52.
52 for Dr. Ed. Chris?
49.
49 for Chris. Only if Chris could have played along a little more in that pairings. 43, according to Rotten Tomatoes, for Vice Versa. A terrible rating job by that organization. Dr. Ed wins it.
Raise that good arm up, sir, for victory. Victory for Dr. Ed.
I was waiting for an accidental raise of the other.
Just wear a tear. Yeah, congratulations, Dr.
Welcome
Ed.
back to the
reclaims
winner's
his throne.
circle, Dr. Ed. It's about
Oh,
time.
man.
Summer's almost up.
Yeah, I just needed a
About
week
time
off
you win.
just needed a week off to rest.
to peruse every movie on Rotten Tomatoes website. So, do they get to stay online for another week since you won? Well, we
Rotten
won't have
Tomatoes?
to have them taken down.
Yeah, I think I can hold it until the guy gets here.
Okay,
So
good.
we have the guy online.
Dr. Ed's going to
Smart.
scream at him when we have him on. He's going to have a list. He's like, all right, first question.
So we recorded that interview. We can't air it.
The man was
Dr.
crying.
Ed, Dr. Ed hurt his arm again in his anger, in his rage.
And he didn't say it directly, but Dr. Ed just kept bringing up that he's ended many lives and he's not afraid to put someone to sleep. Just going after him. Dr. Ed comes in here each and every week. We love playing the game with him, and we love when you guys support Hillside Animal Hospital, conveniently located near the Hill, Dogtown, the Grove. Wonderful place to take your pets. I take mine there. Highly recommend them. Anything before you get out of here, Dr. Ed?
No, it's good. I've been doing a lot of volunteer work for Gateway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the building renovation is going full force.
Can we call it a campus?
Yeah, it's going to be a community resource center. It's going to be it all.
I'd like to sign Travis up for some volunteer hours as well.
It's very rewarding.
Labor
seriously.
intensive.
Yeah.
No, it is nice to get over there and help out. We'll have to get over there.
So it's
together.
still being built?
It's being
renovated. Yeah.
Renovated?
It's an old. Was it a middle school or?
It's a school. It's like
Yeah.
54,000 square feet.
It's crazy.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Is it close to a Metrolink station?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right on. It's right on 64. Like the very first exit after you turn on Highway 64. And there's a Metrolink station right on the other side of the highway.
I might be
And
able
a bridge that goes across.
We'll have to make that happen. Do a group outing. I'm
Yeah.
in.
I can get out there.
Gateway Pet Guardians. Great work, Dr. Ed.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats on the win. We'll let Dr. Ed get out of here. We'll finish up with some fair or foul. Quick break. Be right back.
We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live.
Welcome back to We Are Live. Huge thanks to Hillside Animal Hospital and Dr. Ed for making Dogs on Film happen each and every week right here on the show. Travis, can I tell you about fresh food for your pets in St. Louis? Are you okay with that?
No, I am not, Chris. I would
Nope.
rather you not. Let's move on to the next topic. So, Gardner. That was a setup for a commercial. Sorry. Shoot, I got to read the room. I'm an idiot. Oopsie, my bad. Fresh local pet wants.
Oh, no.
When you're looking for something
No,
fresh and
no,
organic for your
no.
pets, this is the only place in America you can go to get that particular product. It is Pet Wants.
stop.
You know your pets want it, and you know you need it. Fresh, local Pet Wants. Check them out today on the internet. You can probably Google them and find them quicker that way.
You can, pet1stlouiswest.com. You can talk to Lynette at Pet Ones. You can call them at 314-813-9949. They'll deliver fresh food for your pets today. They're a local company. You need to support them. Specially crafted pet food, formulas made in small batches with fresh, natural ingredients, enhanced with vitamins and minerals for a complete and balanced diet in every bowl. Pet One St. Louis West. Hit them up online. Let them know We Are Live sent you. Big thanks to them for sponsoring
I
the
just
show.
said that. I just said that verbatim. I said the exact same thing.
I like
to the exact T.
I like the tag. You know your pet wants it, so you need it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's good.
That's not bad.
Chris, you know what time it is. Go ahead and send them that invoice. Go ahead and send them the invoice. Because that was a nice little jingle I just dropped for them.
Oh, it was like
I
a
did that for the
premium
free.
read. Yeah,
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
I got
I
you.
could sing the jingle if you want me to.
Go ahead. Let's see what you got.
Sweet ba da ba doo da doo. You know your pet wanted. Pet wants.
Okay.
Pretty good, right?
That was something. We do have Fair or Foul coming up. I didn't know if Travis wanted to jump into anything else politically, entertainment-wise. Let's mash up the two. Jon Stewart is he's leveling up, my man. It feels like he's getting some stuff done. You saw him speak on behalf of the Responders Fund for 9/11. He's actually he might be one of these people that transforms from entertainer to, he's already an activist, but what do you think about the entire, just, I guess, his involvement? I don't know if you call it anti-Trump involvement or just rational involvement. I find Jon Stewart to be very
I
smart
don't think it
and
was
helpful.
anti-Trump at all. No, yeah, I don't think this
I'm
was. I
saying,
mean, it was.
yeah.
It passed the House and 97-2 vote in the Senate. The only two individuals that did not vote for it, I believe, was Mike Lee and Rand Paul.
Well, Rand Paul, yeah.
Yeah, Rand Paul was one of them. Nevertheless, this was about 9/11. Everyone remembers what happened after 9/11. Everyone as a country came together and we said we would not forget. We would take care of these people because these are people who ran in, not thinking about their own lives, but thinking about the lives of others. And Chris, we're young enough to remember when every politician, every celebrity, every athlete, every single one of them came to a microphone and said, we're going to always be there for these people because this is one of the greatest tragedies this country has ever experienced. And now, almost 20 years to the day, you have politicians who want to use this as a political pawn, who want to undermine those same people they told us not to forget. That's bullshit. And I think they should always be called out. You're not going to use these people and their struggle for you to get reelected. And then when it's time to take care of them, you're going to completely turn your back on them like they don't exist. That's bullshit. And so I'm glad Jon Stewart called them out. And I wish more celebrities would do the same. And I wish they would take these type of avenues. Like, this was a pretty slam dunk avenue to take. I mean, you're talking about our first responders. These are the people who we now know scientifically ran into those buildings and worked around those conditions when it was poisonous. We know that for a fact. So this should not even been a political discussion. This should have been a given, especially when you see the people who voted against it, like Rand Paul, who had no problem signing off on President Trump's tax cuts that created such a massive hole in our deficit. But now you want to count every penny when it comes to making sure these men and their families don't have to carry around the burden of the healthcare costs by trying to go in and save people's lives. I'm glad Jon Stewart took this approach. I hope more celebrities start doing the same thing, and this is how it's supposed to be done. If it takes public shaming to get these guys to finally do their job, I'm all for it because that's bullshit. You're going to sit up here and give every executive at Walmart a tax break when we all know they own 15 homes in 17 cities, and then you're going to turn around and turn your back on the men and women that protect us, that run into burning buildings every day? That's bullshit. And those people should be called out every chance we get. I hope everyone does that, not just celebrities, but just more and more people start to speak up. Because can you make a political argument against this bill?
No. Well, I mean, it can be made political by people voting against it.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, why are we making something so hard for people who, at the blink of an eye, had no problem helping others? They had no problem. You think they had time to quibble and go into a committee meeting and, try to decide whether or not it was a good move to help people? They ran into burning buildings. It's a given. They're super freaking heroes. Make sure their families are taken care of and they're not having to pay an exorbitant amount in healthcare costs at the end of the month. I don't understand. I think there are times where sometimes we make the things that are political. There shouldn't be any Republican Democrats. It should be simply, let's just make sure these people are taken care of.
Did you mean to say quibble?
What did I say?
You said quibble, which I tried to look up and see if it was actually a word, and it's on Urban Dictionary. What happened? Where'd you go? Where'd your audio go? Are you there?
Did he freeze it?
Yeah. Okay. I had to ask Siri. Siri said it's a word.
What's it say? What is the word?
Quibble. It says to object.
You said quibble.
Yeah, you said quibble.
I said quibble.
No.
Oh, I can go back and listen.
We'll prove it.
Okay, we got to play the tape. I said quibble.
Because quibble is...
We both looked at each other. I mean, Travis, come on. Gardner and I physically took our eyes up, locked eyes, and cocked our heads at the same time.
A quibble, according to Urban Dictionary, is when a girl queefs so tremendously that it causes her to shiver and shake an emotion similar to a dog shaking water off of itself.
And that's what we need to do with our democracy. We need to shake it off our leg like an orgasm.
Travis,
I said it correctly.
Let's remember this. I have one more thought on this, but I'd like to do it in fair or foul, if that's okay.
Okay, let's fire it away. It's time for the people's fair or foul.
At this defining moment, change has come to America.
People often ask me, what's fair or foul? Is it a segment? Is it a movement? Is it hope? I can't say for certain. Time will be a true test of its power. But I can say, fair or foul is now and forever for the people. Gather around the radio with your loved ones and hold on to your butts. It's now time for fair.
We give it back to you, the people.
Or foul.
What would Robert Mueller say about fair or foul?
If I would refer to the report.
And the report.
That's been his answer all afternoon. All morning. It's been, I would refer you to the report. So.
All you got to do is throw us a topic. You can do that in the comments, and we'll discuss it. We decide if it's fair or foul. Travis, fair or foul? Your St. Louis Cardinals are half a game out of first. Could overtake the Cubs as early as tonight. Fair or
foul? Stop trying to get me excited about this dumbass, boring, mediocre Cardinal team. You guys do this every freaking year. We've done it the last 3 damn years. The Cardinals come out of the All-Star break hot as ever. They don't do anything at the trade deadline. They end up flaming out at the end of the season. And then people ask, what will Mo do in the offseason to finally turn around the Cardinals' chances? And he'll get the same opportunity in 2020. Get the hell out of my face with this bullshit.
Oh, wow. Aggressive response. Gardner, what were you?
Fair or foul? Cardinals don't make the playoffs. That's what Chris was going to ask, Travis, and then you just...
Yeah, foul. They're not. I don't know why you guys do this to each other.
I think
it's like
misheard the question. You're assuming you knew what we were saying.
Mm-hmm. I think also foul.
And speaking of fair or foul, quibble. Words matter. Fair or foul?
I think you understood the context in which the word was used, so it's fair. I think what I was explaining was that sometimes democracy does get an orgasm, and we should allow
Oh
it to
no.
just quiver down its own leg.
No.
And until that day
Oh.
comes, we're going to be stuck in chains and bondage, as Joe Biden used to say.
God.
Ah.
Yeah.
Gardner, to you, fair or foul, bringing back cigarettes indoors? Let's go the other way on things.
Ooh.
Fair.
Oh, well, you had that up.
I could help, and it's. I mean, it's.
I
not
just thought
like-
about this. This could be a movement you could get behind.
It's Oh, I've discussed it before, but it's, and I've never been a person that, wherever I went, I wanted to smoke inside.
Mm.
It was just, it's simply allow the business owner to decide what he or she would like to do with their business. That's all. That's all I ask. You know what I do when I would go into a non-smoking place? I would go outside and smoke a cigarette because the owners wish to have a non-smoking environment. It's not hard.
And I absolutely understand where Gardner's coming from, but she hasn't made a right decision since taking office. But I will say, Lyda Crewson got it correct. I'm glad she is going after the persecuted smoker. It's about damn time she picked a side. You go, girl. If I can't smoke what I want to smoke, then they shouldn't be allowed to either.
Oh, you're being
Lyda Crewson, 2021.
a woke bully because you said this. This is the phrase you used. I'm glad she went after the persecuted smoker. So you even admitted the persecution and then admitted you're glad someone is trying to take away from that persecuted person.
Agreed.
Woke bully. You a woke bully. Fair foul.
Getting on
Travis
a
is
leather
a woke
jacket.
bully.
Fair.
I would say fair to that. You're probably correct in that assessment. Yes, you are.
How about from a listener, Forever 21 sending diet bars out with plus size clothing? This is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Hey,
That was funny, man.
that is
funny.
pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny, guys. Guys, that's funny.
That's
We can
very
laugh
funny.
at that one.
That's
We
funny.
can laugh at that one. Now, at the same time, if they had sent me a banana after I've ordered a soup,
But if you like
I would
bananas-
feel a certain way. But I do like bananas, though. So maybe they were just like, you do you like bananas?
Oh, it's properly aged, ready for eating. Great.
That's funny, though. That's pretty fun. What if they, what would have been funny if they put like a Diet Coke in there?
A random
People
number
love
that says
telling you about Diet Coke.
a random number that says call a friend, fatty.
Now, okay, so here's the question. If they put a Twinkie in there, you'd have been pissed off too, right?
Maybe that's the problem. The recipients were wanting something more sugary.
Oh. Says guy who hates sugar.
Oh, big sugar.
You can't. No,
taking them down.
that ain't your culture. You can't talk
Oh,
about
man.
sugar like that.
Man.
I'm game for this move by Forever 21 if they put fattening food in skinny girl dresses
Yeah.
that they shipped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they
That's
put
good.
like a bag of Doritos and a girl who's in a size 2 ordered it, then then it's funny. That's the only way this works. You gotta have balance in the force.
Both sides. Both sides.
Mhm.
Both sides.
Oh,
That
that'll
would
do
be
it.
funny. How would you be pissed if somebody did that to you?
No,
If
it'd be
someone was like,
hilarious. I'd be like, oh,
you got your hair
a snack.
cut? A woman goes, well, your head's smaller now. Now for the rest of your body. Here's a granola bar.
Mhm.
Would you be pissed?
I think it would be hilarious.
See, I like granola
What
bars,
if
though.
what if Gardner goes and
Me
gets
too.
a trim, and the lady goes, and a complimentary thing of hair dye for you, sir. Like goes with that.
Oh.
Like, do you get offended with that? Like, I'm just like, okay, whatever.
I would question her taste because I'd be like, look, I need this gray hair. Look at these deep blue eyes. This combo is going to work. This is what I want.
Yeah, we saw the David Attenborough photo.
Yeah.
We saw what he looked like in like 20 years.
I'm
Technically 5
you
years.
can't
but-
troll comic book stores and crystal stores with dyed hair.
No.
You need the wizard look.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'm good. What do you call you? Wizard cheeks.
The wizard look.
He ain't trying to be a magician.
That is the meanest, nicest thing you could probably say to someone. Hey, man, I like your wizard look because wizards are respected, but ain't nobody purposely trying to look like a wizard.
Okay,
Just
Gardner.
happens.
Here's it.
I
Gardner.
didn't choose this life. It
All
chose
right.
me.
All right.
Exactly.
So a wisecracking brother comes in and you hold the door for him, and he just hits you with a thanks, Gandalf, and like walks right by and doesn't. He just keeps moving. Do you take offense to that?
I do
Fuck yes, motherfucker! He didn't just call me a wizard. He called me a specific wizard. That
Gandalf.
means this motherfucker saw me from across the room, had time to think of Lord of the Rings references, and grill my ass as soon as he saw me.
I do something
that is
like
absolutely disrespectful.
Shazam!
Can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody in public coming up to you around your homies, chilling, a couple fine ladies going on, come up to you, oh, what's good, Gandalf? You not offended?
I would be so happy. You should be. Hey, he has magical powers, and he's one of the best characters. Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Motherfucker, calling someone a wizard is a way of just saying, hey, man, you're just a sociable nerd. That's all you are. You're just a sociable freak.
You're a magician. You're a magician with a graduate degree.
Yeah.
That's all they're saying. Like, we allow you around children only because you also have a 9-to-5 job, but you're a freak to the rest of us.
A magician.
That's
with
what they say when
graduate
they call you a
degree. Good for
wizard.
Oh man. Well, that's a great note
All
to
right.
end on.
Way to make fun of Ozzie Smith like that, Travis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Big thanks to all of our sponsors. Like
I think that's a pretty notable name in this town.
I agree. Travis has been away too long. Big thanks
boy.
to all of our sponsors. Getaway Carts, customized golf carts in the St. Louis area for you and yours. Check out getawaycarts.com for more information. Huge thanks again to Tech Electronics and all of our other great sponsors and partners here. Check out the Static Podcast today. We got a bunch of new stuff on tap for that, and Stacy Static's working really hard to keep that baby rocking.
And congratulations to Travis today for when generalizing white people, he didn't mention the state of Connecticut. Good job, Travis.
Yeah,
Pretty
way to
good,
not let
right?
your
I'm learning.
elitism show.
Yeah,
That'll
I think
do it.
when I come back home, I think I'm going to start picking on the state of Michigan. I don't know why. I feel like that's very
Picking
white,
random.
though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's picking random white states. Yeah.
For Dr. Ed, for Gardner, for myself, and Travis, New York, We Are Live is
Keep
done
up
for
the
today.
good looks, guys. You guys look good, Chris.
We're
You look
back
great
live
as ever,
tomorrow.
man. Love
See
you.
ya.
Love you guys. Peace. Triple peace. Peace to you, JPD. Love you, baby girl. Take
Cut
care
him
of
off.
yourself.
Cut
Holla
him
at your boy. You know, I could use a little gift basket. I don't know how long Gardner gonna let the stream run. In the meantime, I want to tell you guys about Jesus Christ.